Do you ever get goosebumps when you watch scary movies? How about if you in the middle of a historical pub crawl and you hear a ghost story from the bartender about the ghost that haunts his establishment? Would you get goosebumps then? Well, I would, especially if the ghost was a beautiful woman dressed in green who appeared in a painting behind the bar. But it gets better. She wasn't just any woman. She was a famous Scottish actress whose untimely death at sea left her spirit wandering the earth, or rather the seas, searching for a way to move on. Hi, everyone. Today we'll tell the tale of Scotland's Green Lady Ghost. Make sure to stick around to hear about the time she made a real-life appearance. Before we start, make sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. In the quaint town of North Berwick in Scotland, there is a small coastal town and a long-standing pub called the Ship Inn. For centuries, this pub has been a popular spot for locals and tourists alike to grab a pint and enjoy the cozy atmosphere. However, what makes the Ship Inn truly unique is its connection to the supernatural. You see, there is a ghost that haunts the pub, the Green Lady, a mysterious spirit that is said to appear before those who enter the bar. It all began with a painting that hung above the fireplace in the main room. The painting depicts a beautiful woman dressed in green robes, and according to legend, she is the ghost of Jean Armour, the daughter of a wealthy family in North Berwick. In the early 18th century, Jean was known throughout Scotland as a talented actress, and many flocked to see her perform. But tragedy struck when Jean and her lover, a sailor named Thomas Arbuthnot, decided to elope. They planned to sail away together on a ship called the Loyalty, but disaster struck during their voyage. A storm arose and the Loyalty began to sink. Most accounts agree that Thomas perished in the storm, but there is some debate over what happened to Jean. Some say that she was rescued by another ship, while others claim that she went down with the ship. However, despite these differing accounts, one thing is certain: Jean's body was never recovered and she was declared dead. Shortly after the incident, a search party arrived at North Berwick to look for signs of Jean, but they were unable to find anything except for a single green ribbon that had been caught in the rigging of the Loyalty. This tragic tale is what is believed to have inspired the painting of the Green Lady. Now, according to legend, the ghost of Jean Armour appears in the pub from time to time, usually in the form of a cold spot or a sudden gust of wind. Some have even reported seeing the Green Lady's apparition, described as a woman wearing a long green dress and a white bonnet, walking slowly down the stairs of the inn. And as if that wasn't enough, the Green Lady has also been known to interact with those around her. Many have reported hearing the sound of footsteps or whispers, or even feeling a touch on their shoulder as she passes by. One fateful night, two men were sitting in the pub when they witnessed something truly amazing. They were seated close to the fire when they saw the reflection of the Green Lady in the hearth. As they watched in awe, they saw her walk through the flames without even getting burned. Now, this was not the typical ghost story of a spirit that only appears to warn travelers of danger or lead them to their final resting place. No, the Green Lady was different. She didn't seem to have any ill intent towards the living, but rather seemed to be searching for something. This mystery only deepened when the men asked the bartender about the Green Lady, but he simply shook his head and said that no one knew where she came from or what she was looking for. Despite the lack of answers, the men continued to visit the pub, hoping to catch another glimpse of the enigmatic ghost. They sat by the fire each night, mesmerized by the flames and the possibility that they might see the Green Lady again. And then it happened. Just as the men were about to give up hope, they saw her again. The Green Lady appeared in the fire, and this time she was holding something in her hands. It was an old, tattered book. The men watched as she walked out of the pub with the book in her arms and disappeared into the night. Determined to uncover the secrets of the Green Lady, the men returned to the pub the following night. They sat in front of the fire and waited. And soon enough, she reappeared. The Green Lady was back, but this time she was alone. The men watched as she approached the fire and laid the book down on the hearth. Then she turned to them and beckoned with her finger. The men understood. They needed to find the book. So they left the pub and began searching the town for clues. They went to the library and the local museum, but they couldn't find anything. Just when they were about to give up, they remembered an old, abandoned church that stood at the edge of town. The men rushed to the church and began searching the dusty shelves. And then they found it, a book that looked exactly like the one the Green Lady had shown them. With trembling hands, they opened the book and began reading. It was a journal, and as they read through it, they uncovered a shocking secret. The journal belonged to Jean Armour herself, and it detailed her tragic love affair with Thomas Arbuthnot and their plan to elope. The men were stunned. They had stumbled upon a piece of history, a first-hand account of one of North Berwick's most famous ghost stories. As they continued reading, they learned that Jean had survived the shipwreck, but she had lost Thomas in the storm. Grief-stricken, she had returned to North Berwick and hidden the journal in the church before taking her own life. The men felt a chill run down their spines as they realized that the Green Lady wasn't just a ghost. She was a heartbroken woman searching for her lost love. They rushed back to the pub and told the bartender what they had found. The news spread like wildfire, and soon the whole town was buzzing with excitement. People came from all over to visit the pub and see the Green Lady for themselves. The men who had discovered the journal became local heroes, and the story of the Green Lady became a part of North Berwick's folklore. The journal, along with the painting of the Green Lady, is now on display at the North Berwick Museum, where visitors can learn about the town's rich history and its connection to the supernatural. But wait, there's more. You might be wondering how a ghost who is stuck between worlds would be able to hold a conversation with a human. Well, it turns out that the Green Lady is the only ghost in Scotland that has done just that. Have you heard the story of the ghost of Drummond Castle? Or maybe you've heard about the ghost of Mary, Queen of Scots. Both of these famous Scottish ghosts have been known to interact with humans and even speak to them. What's even more amazing is that there are people who claim to be able to communicate with ghosts. One such person is a paranormal investigator named Name. He has spent years traveling around Scotland investigating reports of paranormal activity, and has even claimed to have spoken to the ghosts of Drummond Castle and Mary, Queen of Scots. According to Name, the ghost of Drummond Castle appears as a tall, shadowy figure that walks the halls of the castle at night. Those who have seen him say that he seems to be searching for something or someone. When Name spoke to the ghost, he learned that the ghost was the caretaker of the castle who had died while protecting the royal family. The ghost was said to be restless because he believed that he had failed in his duty. Nemo was able to help the ghost find peace by performing a ritual that allowed him to move on to the afterlife. Similarly, Name also spoke to the ghost of Mary, Queen of Scots. According to history, Mary died in suspicious circumstances and her body was never recovered. Some believe that she was murdered, while others believe that she took her own life. Whatever the truth may be, her death has been shrouded in mystery and intrigue. When Name investigated the castle where Mary had lived, he said that he felt a strong presence and heard her voice whispering to him. He claims that she told him that she was innocent and had been framed for her own demise. With the help of a local priest, Name was able to conduct and communicate with Mary's spirit. During Mary was able to express her sorrow and pain, and Name was able to offer her words of comfort and support. Now, skeptics might say that these stories are nothing but tall tales. After all, how can someone really speak to the dead? However, there are those who believe that these paranormal investigators have truly tapped into the ability to communicate with spirits. Whether or not these stories are true, they make for fascinating tales that have captured the imaginations of many. If you're interested in learning more about Scottish ghosts and paranormal activity, then make sure to stay tuned. Who knows, you might just learn something that will make your hair stand on end. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more tales of the paranormal.